work was that to get against another defense that gave you different looks than you've been seeing all the way up to now?
I thought it was great. A respectful defense. They've been really good for a long time now. New DC, but they didn't really change much, and they go back with a lot of good players. It was good to see a different pace, different speed, different scheme, and I think it was good for us. It was always nice to play against another team besides yourself in this time of year.
Bo, the ability to make that second act play or kind of keep the play going when things don't go exactly according to plan, is that something that's always been innate for you, or is that something you've learned over time how to improve on? Can you just kind of take us through that ability?
It's something that's happens naturally, but it's definitely something you got to work at and take time working at it. It can be a strength if you allow it to be. So those plays are always can be good, can be bad, and I just want to go out there and make the best play in that time, whether it's running, whether it's finding a person to throw it to. And so we've been practicing that really this off season, this training camp. It's hard to kind of really do them because they're so abrupt. They just they're out of nowhere, and so you just go out there and try to make a play and don't make something bad worse.
The connection with Court on those plays, how has that developed over the last year?
Well, it's great, and Court and all the guys, they're learning how to scramble, how to mirror the quarterback. They do a really good job finding explosive plays.
Bo, Sean Payton has talked about Super Bowl as a goal. Mike Lynch was just talking about it. How do you feel about talking about it since we're obviously in the shadow of the stadium where it's going to be played?
Well, it should be your goal too. We should all be wanting to go win a Super Bowl. If we're not trying to win a Super Bowl, why are we here? If you're not trying to be the best of the best in your particular area, ours is the NFL, the National Football League. I believe that's why you go out there and play the game. You go out there to play the game to be the best, beat the best, and I feel good about our team, but that is not just thrown around. That's it's not easy to do, obviously, and we got a lot of work to go get that goal.
Well, along those lines, Sean also said he thinks you're going to be a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the NFL in the next 2 years. When your coach says that, what's your initial reaction to that? How do you feel about it?
Well, first, it's good to have a coach that believes in you, but it's also, if he believes that, and I know I got a lot of work to do to get there. I don't want to let that word go void. I want to, give my best, my best shot at going out there and doing that. Not just, obviously for him, for our team, for this organization, but for myself. We've put a lot of hard work into this. Each and every day it's a battle, it's a grind, and we just want to see the fruits of our labor. And so I think that's obviously our goal. And we talk about Super Bowls, talking about winning culture. That helps a lot in being the best I can be.
You're working on sort of the fine line between maybe hanging in the pocket for another meeting, or getting into that second act. How do you sort of like that decision, given that they all are, so different?
Yeah, well, I think it's a feel thing, and it's just if one's open, take it, 2, 3, and then, eventually you got a time clock, and and I feel like I have good rhythm getting to 2, 3, even 4, and then kind of knowing when they're not open, you got to go. We face really good D linemen in this league, and I don't want to just hang my offensive line out to dry and just stand back there in the pocket and hold on to the ball. So I know I got an internal clock, I got timing, I match my feet, my eyes, and eventually it's just second nature feeling. You just got to get out of the pocket.
Sean was talking about all the respect he's got for Kyle Shanahan and his staff and his dad Mike and all that. And possibly the respect they have for each other kind of carry it over out the field. But you see these things get chippy sometimes. But there was nothing like that out there today.
Well, it's two well-respected head coaches, well-respected franchises, coaches that did a good job of coaching their players and keeping things upbeat. And then it's just a respect level between the players. We want to get out here and get good work. We want to keep each other healthy. We want to get each team to the season with all our bullets. So, for a team like that to be able to go against a well-coached team, a lot of really good football players, you don't get that every day, and it's fun to see something different. So I thought today was productive.
Well, last time we talked to you talked kind of about the fear of not being enough, I think is how you put it. And as you look at where you are in this franchise, year 2, the position, the pull that you have, how does that motivate you as you're going through this offseason? What does that feel like, internally?
Well, I'm still not there yet. I still make mistakes, and until I go out there and play perfect games and don't make mistakes, I'm gonna keep working at it, and that'll probably, obviously be never. So I just got to keep battling. There's always gonna be a new look, always gonna be a new technique or a new feature of the game that I got to get better at, and I feel like with that mindset, with our team having that mindset, we're just gonna continue to get better and better together, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun growing and developing this team as we go. Got some veterans that are really good, got some younger guys that are really good, so we just got to mesh those two things together and go out there and be the best versions of ourselves that we can be.
Time for a couple more, guys.
When you've got limited snaps, what do you try to get out of the game on Saturday, or how many series you get?
Well, you treat it like a game. I'm going to go in there and play as many snaps as they give me, try to move the football, be efficient, get in and out of the huddle, operate well, make sure we're all on the same page, and essentially just make football plays. Go out there and do what needs to be done to move the ball and score touchdowns.
What do you think of the running game today, and how excited are you maybe on Saturday to see some of your new backs in a game action?
Really excited. We got a really good running back room right now. They're competing really well. That until the game day, but I'm excited. We've set the foundations, and we got backs that can run and move the football. So I'm excited.